What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Extra Point. It's your host, Mark Anthony with Joel. We got another good one for you guys. Week 6, Overreaction Monday. Let's get into it. We got Penn State blowing their playoff chances to UCLA. What happened there?
Man, honestly, I think they why abandon the run game? You know what I mean? Like the run game helped you out against Oregon. Actually, almost brought you back to win that game. And then in that game against Oregon, you abandon it, and ultimately costs you the win. I feel like they did the same here. Man, UCLA controlled the ball for almost 40 minutes. That's insane against a top 7 team in the country. And they were 0-4. Like, where was all this the prior 4 games for UCLA?
UCLA, I mean, that's insane. 40 minutes of time. I mean, that's unheard of. That means Penn State was not moving the ball at all, and UCLA was just hanging out, taking their time. 40 minutes, that's insane.
Yeah, that had to be constant 3 and outs for Penn State. And I think Penn State only had about 20 minutes of ball control.
Nearly double.
Yeah, nearly double of their time. You know, this loss puts Penn State in deep water now. I mean, look at their next schedule. The rest of the schedule, sorry. They got to go to Ohio State. They got to go against undefeated Indiana, and they got to go against 4-1 Nebraska. Which of those 3 games do you think they're likely to win?
Man, I mean, the way they played against the Ducks and against UCLA, they're definitely not beating the Buckeyes, especially in Columbus. So that's an automatic L.
Yeah.
And the Hoosiers, they're a physical team that will play all 4 quarters. I do think Penn State has a little bit more swagger, a little bit more juice than Indiana. But Indiana, I mean, they're not going to make that many mistakes, and they're going to be ready to go. And so that's an L for Penn State. I mean, I guess their best chance is against a 4-1 Nebraska team. I mean, I would have shrugged those guys off because, I mean, they're 4-1, So, I mean, it can get really ugly really quick for James Franklin and his guys. I mean, James Franklin, like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Like, I'm trying to, help a brother out. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm trying to support you. There's limited black coaches, and, bro, you be dropping the ball, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what was the narrative? James Franklin, he can't win the big game. Now, what we going to say? You can't win a small game.
You can't win the small games either. Like,
ew.
Bro, I mean, not let alone. I don't know if you saw the game, but UCLA, they ain't packing their stadiums this year. This stadium had to be a high school, probably middle school size crowd compared to the college football, because there's literally empty seats throughout the whole stadium. UCLA wins, bro. You literally see spaces like you know how you have a team beat a really high ranked team. The field is storm. There's not, you can't see the field, bro. You can see the numbers, the hash marks. It's crazy.
Oh, when they storm the field with like 20 people.
Bro, they have to call a faculty, be like, "Hey, can y'all come watch the game, please?"
That's unfortunate. I mean, I'm gonna react to this and say, Penn State is seasoned in college football playoffs. Hopes are over, done with. There's no way they come back to this. If they only make it by the grace of God, everything has to go perfect for these guys. But with how their next schedule is for the next couple of weeks, it's just they're going to get an L somewhere on that list, and they're done. No team's coming back from that. Next, we got Texas. Our Longhorns not getting it done in the swamp. Should Arch Manning be benched? A lot of fans think he should be benched.
I feel like, as a Texas fan, why do we put the standard that we had to be competing for championships every single year?
That was Start's like, we come here to win championship every year.
But realistically, like, we had this conversation earlier. Texas put up over 10 players in the past 2 years in the draft. Like, the highest number of draft picks than any school in the country in the last 2 years.
You're right. Over Georgia, Alabama. Yeah, that's a lot of talent.
That's impressive. Yeah, it's a lot of talent leaving the school, and that's a lot of talent you have to put back in. A lot of pieces you have to put back in. I just wish, the Sark would have focused on bringing in talent for the online. That's where I wanted to bring up my biggest issue with this loss. I feel like our biggest problem right now at Texas is our online. They're too young, they're unexperienced, and they're just playing at a brand new, it's a brand new season for them. It's the SEC. They have never played together, so you're asking a big task for these guys to click it all in one game at the Swamp.
Right.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because if you're been a Texas fan for a while, when Shark's first year, what did he go 5-7, I believe,
Yeah,
and
like 5-8, 5. Yeah.
it was a losing season. And one thing that stuck out to me is that Stark had some young, talented offensive linemen, but they were young.
Mm-hmm.
And the chatter was he needs to redo the line, he needs to go out and recruit XYZ, but Stark didn't do that. He let his guys get better and grow together as the years and years. So by their sophomore and their junior year, it was really clicking. In their senior year, I mean, we had the best O line for nearly 2 years in a row. But all that talent leaves. Now we have all these big shoes to fill. So now, Stark, what are you going to do? Are you going to do what you saw worked for you after some shitty years, or are you going to go and recruit? Which I would think you would go and recruit at least one or two guys. Keep the youngsters, but let's have some mix of like some a left tackle transfer, and then our guy at guard, and then a transfer at center, and then the other side can be the younger guys. Have some type of maturity on there. We do have one returning starter, I believe. What's his name? Williams.
Yeah, Cam Williams.
That's the only guy that has at least over 15 starts. But I think Stark got away with that method in the Big 12, with not much scrutiny from the national media. We're Texas. We were ranked for like 2 years in a row, about dropping out to top 25. We're in the SEC now. You don't have time to let your guys grow. You got to reload. You got to reload.
Yeah. You mean to tell me that the 2s and 3s at Georgia, at Alabama, at LSU can't come to Texas and become a starter? Like, there's guys that are sitting behind starters at these schools that could easily be a starter at a different school.
Right.
So there's no excuse there. Like, you're in the SEC, go recruit SEC linemen. You can't expect your guys to get it all together and click.
Right. I want to talk about Arch Manning for a bit because I want to say Arch played great or terrible. I would make it a new scale. I think Arch played good for Arch Manning. I've seen him at his best so far, and I've seen him at his worst, and I got pretty low. It got so low that the crowd was booing him. I forgot what game that was, but I was at
Utah.
home. There you go. And in this game in the Swamp, I think Arch did what he had to do, and I think Arch did enough that should have been enough for a win. And a lot of people are not going to agree with me. That I don't give a shit. I think Arch, he's playing in a hostile environment at the Swamp, on the road, SEC, and immediately has no run game.
Nope.
Okay. It's already down a touchdown. Right. So that means, okay, we can't sit on this ball and hand it off to our running backs. We got to pass it. I like their improvement for Arch, but when your defense gets pushed around and mauled by this Florida offensive line, I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I was in shock. It looked like that was like a 2018, 2019 Alabama rushing attack. It was just 5 yards, 6 yards, 10 yards, 5 yards. I was like, are you kidding me? It looked like we were a JV team versus a varsity. I was like, so once Arch was behind the sticks, it was just game over, really. That 3rd and 9, that 3rd and 10, you don't want to live in that area with the quarterback that's trying to find themselves. So, yes, it was an ugly loss, but you can't expect a young quarterback to say, hey, go on the road in the SEC and score more than 30 points. Because Arch put up 21 points. If we have a championship defense, we got to keep those guys within 21. Now, if we lost 17-14, hey, offense, you didn't produce. Our defense did their job. They held the team under 21 points. They held an SEC team at home under 21 points. Defense, you did your job. Sorry, we can't score. But they allowed damn near 30 points. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So, defense, I don't know if it was the week of competition we've been playing in the bye week, but we got punched in the mouth. We were asleep. Florida came and they were just reminding Texas, hey, this is SEC ball. We're going to run the football. We're going to do play action. And we're going to play physical, and we're going to tackle you guys and drive your ass to the dirt. And that's what happened. I was pissed off. I'm still pissed off.
I'm there. I'm right there with you, man. I mean, Texas should have never been ranked number 1 in the country to start with. Come into this game, man. I feel like Texas Longhorns, they were left in Austin. They didn't travel.
Yeah.
They were still in their dorm rooms, to be honest.
Yeah.
Man, I just don't think Arch is the problem, in my opinion, too. I mean, I think the O-line is terrible. We can't build any chemistry with our receivers because I have our receivers are hurt. We got Livingstone that got hurt. We got Mosley that just got back after 4 games that he's been absent. DJ Moore, unheard of. Can't get open. Now, we're looking at 2-star running backs, CJ Baxter and Trey Weiser. Trey Weiser looked like, as expected, he wasn't ready to play. CJ Baxter continues to have an issue with a hamstring, I believe. But he's also coming off an ACL injury, so I don't think we're going to see CJ Baxter to his 100%, potential anymore. So you're already giving Arch Manning the benefit of the doubt that he needs to basically put this team on his back. He has no true running backs behind him, and he has an O-line that can't cover him for more than 3 seconds. So why, Arch? Why is Sark giving you these play developments that take so long? Like, my biggest pet peeve, why not give him an easy, slant or
screenplays and RPOs?
Yeah, something like that. Those type of plays, you want your quarterback to get into the rhythm, and I feel like Arch is never in the rhythm. He's never allowed to be in the rhythm. They always want him to throw the deep ball or throw these insane, crazy plays that take too long to develop.
Right.
He went on the road at the Swamp. Yeah. What more can you ask from him? Especially getting no help from the defense. I mean, Colin Simmons, I don't know if you saw this one play where I think it was like the first series. This running back literally pushed him off. Colin Simmons could have easily got in the tackle for loss. Right.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah, you're right. That was like one of the first drives. And
yeah.
He's like, dang it, I didn't get him.
Yeah, he just clapped and like, damn, I should have got him. Yeah, you should have got him.
Yeah, you should have got him. Though.
Yeah, you're a 5-star recruit who's getting paid. You should have got him right then and there. But no, you let yourself get pushed away. The moment was too big.
It's down my leg. Oh my goodness. It's a Florida Gator running back.
Yeah, he's a real athlete.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's only a few quarterbacks in our conference that can go to the Swamp and win that game. And the guys that can win that game are at least 1-year starters, probably most likely 2-year starters.
Yeah.
Have a decent run game. Hell, they don't need a defense, but they have at least a couple star receivers. LSU can compete in that stadium. Ole Miss can compete in that stadium. And I believe, who else?
Georgia should be able to.
Georgia, I mean, so like I said, Arch could have played better 100%. But what else do you want him to do? He's Arch Manning. He's not Superman. You know?
He's not, he hasn't proven himself yet. I understand. I don't know why Texas fans expect him. Just because he has Manning back in the back of his jersey doesn't mean that he's gonna automatically pull a win up his ass.
Yeah.
Say is they went up against a solid defense this past Saturday, and it clearly showed who was a better team. It came down to the trenches. That's SEC. Who wins the trenches wins the game.
Absolutely, 100%. You're right. Good takes. All right, our next overreaction today. the Texas A&M Aggies are contenders for the college football playoffs. I mean, I'm gonna give it to you straight. I love sports. I love football so much that I'm not gonna be biased.
No.
Even though I don't like a team or like their program, whatever, the Aggies, they have a squad this year.
Yeah.
Marcel Reed, the moment he got in the field, was electric. I think he's went through some growing pains as any young quarterback goes through. And this year, he looks more confident. He's making the right reads. He's not getting greedy like he was last year. And he's putting the ball where it needs to be on time. And when you can do that and a defense has to worry about your legs, I mean, you're giving people a lot of problems. And that, the Aggies, they can recruit. I mean, hats off to those guys. They can recruit every year, and they get some guys that are some speedsters, some very athletic guys that can really do some damage. And right now, I mean, Mike Elko in year 2, I mean, he's got his guys clicking. Now, once again, can the Aggies keep this up? Can they stay focused? Can they be hungry and get it done? I'm gonna react to the Aggies. I think they are contenders until proven otherwise. Now, schedule-wise, it does kind of favor them for them to maybe lose a game or two.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not facing anybody else threatening the top of the SEC table rather than LSU. They don't play Ole Miss, they don't play Bama, they don't play Georgia. And they play us at the end of the year, but we're not even ranked. So who gives a shit about that? But I'm just I want to see if A&M can finally break their curse of always ending up 8-4 because they started hot just like this last year too.
Yeah,
they were steamrolling. They just dropped one to Notre Dame early in the season, but other than that, they were steamrolling. And towards the end of the season, the wheels kind of fell off. So we'll see what happens right there.
I totally agree. I mean, I see them losing honestly two games before the season ends. I don't see them SEC playing for the SEC championship, but I do see them making the college football playoffs, even with 2 losses.
Gotcha.
I do put them. I do have them losing to LSU, and there could be one of those games that might be a surprise. Maybe South Carolina, maybe Texas. I mean, I wouldn't give up on Texas just yet. I think Texas has enough by the end of the season to at least come up with the win and not let the Aggies beat them at home in Texas.
Gotcha. And this year, too, the Aggies hit the road and they play in Death Valley. So that should be interesting.
Two away games. You're talking about 2 away games at LSU and then at Texas.
Right.
That's not an easy task for the Aggies to do either way.
Absolutely. Let's do another overreaction. Am I overreacting by saying Miami is the best team in college football? How about that win over Florida State? Impressive
Wins. I mean, let's look back to all their impressive wins. Man, they beat Notre Dame. They were ranked number 6. They were college football finalists last year. They beat a South Florida who are 4-1 right now. A closer game that the score actually says, but they beat Florida. But a lot of people are saying, man, that Florida game could have been a lot closer than what it was. And like you said, that win against Florida State, it's a really good resume.
Absolutely. I mean, they're the Florida State champions.
Maybe all Florida's.
Yeah. So Mario Cristobal said, head coach. Yeah, I mean, I think, when you're looking at it, just a sheer strength of schedule and the guys you beat and what their ranking at that time was, I mean, it's impressive. I think the AP poll is not as bad as we've seen in past years. Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, those guys, they be ranking shit out of their ass.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the number 1 team, it should be Miami. Number 2 would be Ohio. I mean, or even the Oregon Ducks, going on the road and beating Penn State. But now is that Penn State
have the coolest win this season for sure.
True. But now that Penn State laid the egg to UCLA, does that hurt, the Oregon Ducks?
Yeah.
I'll say does that too. But I mean, if Miami played Ohio State right now, shit, someone wins by a field goal.
Yeah.
Somebody wins by a field goal. That'll be a really good game. I don't want to play Miami.
No.
I will not. I mean, those guys, they got great speed at the perimeter. They're controlling the line of scrimmage. They're keeping Carson Beck upright, and he's just dot.
Their run game's unstoppable. Like they have a crazy run game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked, if Miami goes off the rest of the season, undefeated and wins the ACC championship. You know, it's just really cool to see how this team has been put together, formed, and now playing it out. Like this is what the new era of college football should be. Bringing guys from the portal, put them all together, less than a year. And then final product, man, go win games. Like,
Yep.
got to be happy for them. I mean, it's a fun. They're a fun Miami team to watch. They're fun to watch.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, it was a couple years ago where I believe the year prior to Cam Ward transferring to Miami, they were giving away tickets. They were giving away tickets. They were like 2-for-1 for
Yeah,
Miami
man.
games. So a huge turnaround for that program. Okay, tell me if I'm overreacting on this one. Is it safe to say that Cardi B, yep, that Cardi B, saved Stephon Diggs' career? Because holy shit, last night, dude, he played like shit. Like he was in his prime. He was getting open. He was catching everything. He was hyped. He was going back to Buffalo, facing his former team. Was very emotional about it. Said, "Hey, y'all, if they wearing white, you hit that shit."
Yeah.
So it meant a lot to Stephon Diggs. I mean, and shit, when you're dating the baddie, we established this. When you're dating the baddie, you gotta go extra hard. And Stephon Diggs, he's gonna be a daddy now. So I mean, he looks healthy, especially coming off the ACL tear.
Man, this is funny. I think you're overreacting on this one. And yeah, he had over 160 yards. Good. There's a good fantasy week.
Yeah,
can he keep that consistently throughout the season? We shall see. Until he can actually score a touchdown, then I'll ride the bandwagon. But homie hasn't scored a touchdown. What's good with all these yards? You can't score a good touchdown.
True, right? But your team got the W, and you're undefeated. Aren't they undefeated?
They're 3-2.
Oh, 3-2. Gotcha.
Yeah, actually, they handed the Bills first loss of the season, which is
that's right. There you go. Somebody was undefeated last night.
Yeah, that's an impressive win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, very impressive. To go into Buffalo and Orchard Park, and outduel what's his name? Allen. I mean, Drake May. Maron. He's playing great, dude.
Yeah, man.
Really
not only that, the Patriots hiring Mike Barbell. That's a good hire. Bringing him back to the Patriots. That's actually what they needed.
Right, 100%.
Man.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, so that's our Overreaction Monday for Week 6, guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, subscribe for more videos. We'll hit you on the next one.
All right. Peace, guys. Have a good night.
Right. Peace.